Yes.
Okay. Clerk Patrick, are we ready?
We are ready.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am going to call the meeting of the City of Groton Mayor and Council meeting for Tuesday, September 8th order. In response to the State of Connecticut Executive Order Number 7 Bravo, protection of public health and safety during COVID-19 pandemic and response, further suspension or modification of statutes dated March 14th, 2020, suspending in-person open meeting requirements. All public meetings will be closed to the public at this time. Public meetings will be available on Zoom in real time or by calling 860-440-9974. Okay, roll call. Clerk Patrick.
Present are Mayor Keith Hedrick, Deputy Mayor Jamal Beckford, Councilors Lisa McCabe, Reginald Stanford, Guinevere Depot, Minerva Ortiz, Finance Director Ron Uhas, City Clerk Deborah Patrick. Excused is Councilor Rashad Carter.
Okay, thank you. Please stand. We'll salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Next item on the agenda is recognitions, awards, and memorials. The first recognition that I have is a series of proclamations that I would like to read. Actually, I will read one proclamation for all 5 of the recipients. The 5 recipients are Larry Grundy. Sorry, let me get these in order. Eric Grundy, Cody Grundy, Greg Brown, and Devon Cole. Did I get everybody right? Okay. So this is from the office. All of your proclamations say the same with the exception of your names. From the office of the Mayor, City of Groton, Connecticut, proclamation. Larry Grundy Appreciation Day. Whereas on August 26, 2020, an elderly patron fell outside the Bill Memorial Library and was badly injured. And whereas Larry Grundy and his team from Legs Landscaping, LLC, witnessed the accident and immediately assisted the injured man and called for emergency medical assistance. And whereas Mr. Grundy and his co-workers took the initiative to drive the injured gentleman's car to the hospital so he would have it when he was discharged. And whereas the quick action and caring nature of Mr. Grundy and his team at Legs Landscaping, LLC, allowed the injured man to receive prompt medical treatment. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Keith Hedrick, Mayor of the City of Groton, on behalf of the City Council and all City of Groton residents, do hereby honor Larry Grundy and proclaim September 8, 2020 as Larry Grundy Appreciation Day. Given under my hand in gratitude and appreciation this 8th day of September 2020, signed Keith Hedrick, Mayor, City of Groton. So,
Thank you.
let me thank you all for what you did. Distribute these. This is yours. Thank you. Eric?
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Cody.
Yes.
Here you go. Greg?
Yes.
Here you go. And then line. There you go. Thank you all for what you did. Dan, is there another?
If you want to do a safe social distance pose, we can do that.
Well, as long as we keep our masks on, we're okay. It's only 6 foot if we have to. Now we good? Let me tell you something. You stand next to me, you're going to be model thin. So.
All right.
I'm opening my proclamation.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Everybody open the proclamation.
All right, everybody
Oh, yeah.
smile. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doing business in our city. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night. Take care.
Good night.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you.
That is tremendous, and that is a tribute to the people that live and work in the city of Groton. The next recognition, an award is the award to Groton Utilities, which will be presented by Representative Christine Connolly, Representative Joe Dela Cruz, and I think Senator Kathy Austin, if she's here. Okay, so they're coming in? Okay. Let me know when we're ready. We'll need the microphone that's on the middle table, and we'll need to turn it on. You'll know that when the red light comes on. Whoever is going to speak. I assume at some point all three of you will. Senator, would you be speaking first?
I'll start if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Are we?
Not my town or anything, but I do drive through Groton occasionally.
Well, we appreciate that. Okay, are we ready?
Do I put the mic, Marcus, put the mic on this?
If you come
You-
over here, so that the camera here,
Yeah.
where I can, record this.
And we'll need to make sure the red light is on so that that indicates that the microphone is on.
You want that there, or?
Well, you can either give them the mic or put it right there, however you want to do it. There you go. How's that?
So
All right.
I'm just gonna introduce myself. Yes.
Hold on a second, Senator. Kirkpatrick, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Senator Austin?
Thank you very much, Mayor. I'm Kathy Austin. I'm a state senator for the 19th district, and I am one of those people who had no power until the Sunday after the storm. I have done a lot of work with Eversource throughout time, and one of my towns is Norwich Public Utilities. And I said, why aren't we not having our municipal utilities, who do great work, get their residents and ratepayers up right away, because it's ratepayer owned. And so I called up Norwich Public Utilities, and I asked Representative Conley and Representative Dela Cruz to get in touch with Groton Public Utilities. And I have a citation for Supervisor Public Utilities, which is a subsidiary of Groton Public Utilities. And so they're right down the road from me too. So I just want to say thank you. They very willingly agreed to help energize many communities around the region. I wanted them right here in the communities that were around us, because they know the area. They were able to help out, and my understanding is that they enjoyed the work immensely, and they were able to do such great work. So I'm going to let them read the citation for Groton. They're essentially the same thing. And I just want to thank the City of Groton and Groton Public Utilities for helping out so much in a time of need. And I'm hoping that this will be a continued partnership between the organizations. You too.
Thank you, Senator Austin.
Sure. So Joe and I have the privilege to live and work in Groton Utilities covered area. And I remember that when we had the storm, we were all on a Zoom, just like we're on most nights, days, and mornings and afternoons and nights. And we watched our colleagues drop out one at a time that they lost power. And then Joe and I were still there on a Zoom. So we never lost. We might have flickered, but we never lost. And when Kathy was talking about the problems that they were having up north And as we saw the problems that were having in New Haven and across the state, we both had power, we were both fully up and working. And I'm so appreciative that you were able to get your folks after you got Basra up to help our neighbors so that they could have power, their medications could be refrigerated, those on oxygen could refill their tanks. People, who had small children could make sure that they had proper formula for their kids. The real basics of life, we all need power. So Joe, this is a citation on behalf of Kathy Austin, Kate Rotella, Joe Delacruz, Emmett Riley, myself, Anthony Nolan, and Kevin Ryan. Be it hereby known that the Connecticut General Assembly offers its sincerest congratulations to Groton Public Utilities in recognition of your outstanding efforts to help Connecticut recover from the tropical storm. We really appreciate your efforts in going above and beyond during this crisis. You should be proud of your business and your entire commitment to the community. This is signed by President Martin Looney, the Speaker of the House, Doris Simwitz, and our Secretary of State, Denise Merrill. We appreciate your work.
Well, thank you so much.
We do, and, yeah.
Well done.
Well, I'm also, as you heard, I'm a Groton Utilities, and I think everybody in this room is, because you're members of the city council, and you must be. I can't tell you how proud I am to even be a customer of yours, because we kind of walk around with a little bit of swagger. We do,
So true.
and everyone at this table knows what I'm talking about, because we know that this company has our back. We're always on the first, we're first to have power, we're last to lose it, and we appreciate that, and we actually want that for our other constituents. I serve in New London also, and a better half of Groton that is under the Eversource umbrella, and I can only tell you that a lot of times when folks are looking for homes, they ask where the electrical lines are, and who's gonna control their bill, and it's that important, and it means that much to the folks that I talk to at least. And I know that I'm stuck where I'm living, because I've looked in the area, and I'm really happy with my home, but nothing else suits me inside the Groton utility area. So I am staying where I am. We really appreciate it. I think you and the whole crew should know it. And, we get to know all the people around town that are driving back and forth, and talk to regular people that work and live in our community, and I think they take a lot of pride in that. So I think we often forget how important that group is, and we're here to just remind you of that, and that's what this is all about tonight. So I want to thank you.
So we have this for Basra Public Utilities, if you wouldn't mind passing it along to the subsidiary, and if you want me to, I'll drive it by, I go by their building.
Well,
But it's up to you.
I think what we should probably do is at the next Basra Utility Commission meeting is to present it at that, because that's where the Basra Utility Commissioners will come. We have a meeting with them once a quarter.
Okay, great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, we can do that. I can take it and bring it there, and we can, it's the fourth Wednesday of next month.
Of next month? So I'll put it in my calendar. Is it over there or here?
So-
Over there?
Senator Austin will send you an invite along with
Thank you.
directions,
Thank you.
so that you are cordially invited to that meeting. So if you wish to come and either present or to,
Old Route 2?
yes, what's that?
Is it on Old Route 2?
It's at the Basra Senior Center.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Okay,
Been there many times.
yeah, not far from where they do the farmer's market.
You get a lot of hardware tonight. That one's for you.
That one's for you.
No, I thank you. This is, and I accept this for the gentlemen and the women that work for the company, because that's what's important to them, is doing their best every day for all of the ratepayers and all of the customers. So we truly thank you for this. It's very appreciated.
And the work you did was excellent. I was getting calls from people in Waterford, in all of the areas that you were in, people would call me, hey, in Legionella, I just saw a Groton Public Utilities truck. I just saw a Norwich Public Utilities truck. Thank you, thank you. They were so excited. It really was, it was fabulous.
Electricity is a thing, man.
It is.
People like it.
Yeah, I throw my food out.
Okay, thank you very,
Thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for coming out tonight.
Come on in, Jeff. Trying to hold my stomach in. Did it work?
Absolutely.
Good.
You have dark pulse.
Oh, I should hold that in front of me, yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all for coming out.
Thank you.
Goodbye, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, I would like to get a motion to suspend the rules and move resolution R-20-9-91 to immediately following recognition, awards, and memorials.
So moved.
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. Is that debatable? Don't know. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're transitioning the room from. Chief, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Councilor McCabe. Well,
Start reading.
yes, please. R-20-9-91.
91.
The very first one.
Okay. Resolution R-20-9-91. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the promotion of Police Officer Paul Rudy to the rank of corporal in the City of Groton Police Department effective September 9th, 2020. I so move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion, Chief. I'll turn the floor over to you.
Officer Ruddy is up for promotion. He's a 15-year veteran of our agency. He is a former Officer of the Year within the City of Groton. He, in the past year, solved one of our most high-profile cases, which was with a juvenile referral of a youth that had vandalized the Eastern Point Beach park benches. He's an excellent officer, consummate family man, and he is prepared for this promotion and the additional responsibility that we'll bring forward.
Okay. Thank you. Any comments from the council? Councilor Depot.
I just wanted to repeat again, I know I told Officer Ruddy before when he was here, but, you know, in a time when it's not so easy to be a police officer, we want to thank you so much for your service and thank you for being an excellent officer. And like I said before, every time your name comes up, I know it's a positive thing and not a negative thing, and it's wonderful for us to brag about in the city. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Excellent. I'll present Officer Ruddy. He'll come forward. He'll stand to be sworn by
Clerk Patrick.
Patrick, and he'll be pinned by his fiancee, Jamie.
Okay, perfect. Clerk Patrick.
Okay, first we're gonna do the, if you raise your right hand, please. When I finish reading, you'll just answer either I will or I do, whichever is correct to you. I, Paul Ruddy, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut. I will discharge the duties of police corporal with the City of Groton in accordance with the law and the rules and regulations of the city and said department. I will faithfully serve our citizens and visitors with honor and integrity. I will promote and maintain the public trust and adhere to the department's code of ethics. I assume these obligations freely, voluntarily, and without reservation.
I will.
Congratulations. I won't shake your hand because we're not supposed to.
I'm sorry. Corporal.
So a couple weeks ago, I just want to say again, thank you very much for the support, and I'm going to do the best I can. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief, do you want to have a quick recess to do photos, or what do you want to do?
Sure. We can,
Okay.
that'd be great.
All right, we're going to take a quick recess, about 5 minutes, so we can get photos with newly pinned corporal, and then we'll come right back to this. Thank you for your patience. And Kate will work on that thing about getting it so that you can hear everybody else.
Are we all doing photos?
Well, I'm not sure. Sure.
It's kind of hard to get a ton of people in one little
We'll
tiny.
do that mass. We're okay, right? Unless
Yeah.
you're uncomfortable. If you're
Well, and in
uncomfortable,
the
I'm okay.
hallway there, there's tons of space.
Thank you. Council.
your shirt.
Well, no, I was on the agenda.
And
Lex Landscaping, I was like.
I just looked quickly through the agenda to make sure that, that was great.
That was great.
Absolutely.
They jumped to it, they helped him, and to get his car over there, that's awesome.
I know, that was really nice.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good, good.
It's rough coming back to the It is. Must be. Oh, yeah, it was nice though. I did my whole summer, you know, because I've been doing. Yep, so, okay, I'm like, hey kids. That's it.
I'm Dawn.
Bang, I guess.
I'm good, I'm at a council meeting. So,
That's okay, they actually took
They-
a
there's-
recess to go.
There's a lot of, they read resolutions that just takes us off, so we use just for it. And, actually they'll have just a, we usually leave for the executive session, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no space.
All right.
And,
okay.
just, the mayor will introduce you to the council. And,
I just sent the response, it's just.
Super high level.
Still to the
let's see, yeah, what you've done so much.
The response is up now.
So much, it's so awesome.
Okay,
And,
what do you think of that?
that's it now. You got to be smart to before you start. The next meeting
Wednesday,
is
Thursday, about where and when.
21st. Okay. You can start the 22nd. Okay. Okay, so, you have your screens done, things are done on the 10th, we're gonna ask the. Correct. Here's a part of the motion, get that going, it kind of takes a while for us to send it out. But we're gonna have you come in anyway and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which is why we had to do the higher reach, that one should also, so the mayor's.
Okay.
Great. So the 22nd is the earliest that I start.
Yes. We could, actually. Control a lot, so people know what to expect.
Yeah, they do. They come around my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Is that the one for ice cream?
There was one meeting.
That's hilarious.
like speeding.
Oh my goodness.
Big game on this one.
A lot of happy special events tonight.
Yeah, we did. When we were filling out the agenda originally, we didn't realize it was gonna be quite as fun-filled. And then things started filling in. So, let us continue.
Okey dokey.
I'm gonna call the meeting, make sure I'm not muted. Okay, I am not muted. Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting back to order. And we are at the portion where it's a receipt of citizens petitions comments. Receipt of citizens petitions is the portion of the council meeting where the council welcomes comments from citizens. To address the council, please call 860-440-9974. Clearly state your name and address. Each presentation should be limited to 5 minutes or less, and citizens should, if possible, submit emailed or written comments. Presentations should be related to matters pertinent to the city of Groton. City councilors will only ask questions in order to clarify the speaker's presentation and can respond during the responses to citizens petitions portion of the meeting. With that, I will open up the meeting for citizens' comments, 860-440-9974. And I will time this for just a few seconds.
Responses.
Okay. We have no citizens petitions, therefore we'll skip response to citizens petitions. I need a motion to approve the August 17th, 2020 Mayor and Council meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. I need a motion for the August 24th, 2020 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Communications and reports, Councilor McKay.
No report, sir.
Councilor Stanford.
Nothing to report at this time.
Councilor Depot.
Nothing to report.
Councilor Ortiz.
Nothing here, sir.
Deputy Mayor Beckford.
Nothing to report.
Okay? If you have followed Facebook or Groton Next Door, you will have seen some comments regarding rats in the neighborhood. There have been some reports that have come out and a lot of comments that come with that saying, you know, what is the city doing? Why is the city not doing more? Why is the city not doing everything they should do to protect us? And oh my gosh, it's not our fault. And the city's not doing their job. We have reached out to Legionella Health District, and we have a couple people to present tonight. We have talked to Legionella in the past. We have, for those people that have identified rodents in their yard or in neighbors' yards, we have worked with the residents and with Legionella to identify food sources, water sources, and harborage sources, meaning places to stay for them to hide. And we have recommended, so some of this will come out tonight. We, on city property, we have baits and traps that we have. We have a professional exterminator that has those. We have reached out to that exterminator, and the exterminator has not seen an increase in the rat population on our city properties. So we wanted to reach out to Legionella, get the professionals to come and address the issue with us, with you as a council. Councilor McKay.
Is there a particular area that these complaints are coming from? Because I know I haven't seen any issues or heard from my neighbors in my area.
There were areas around, and we can address it a little bit, but there were areas around the fort and on Slocum Terrace, Pleasant Street, Fort Street, in that area.
Okay.
I think that one of the things that may be contributing to this is that with the restaurants being shut down like they are, the rats don't have the food source that they had, and so they're out harboring and looking for food source. The other thing I think that has helped contribute is, you know, we're in a hot, dry summer. This is the driest that I've seen it. Some of our normal wetlands over by the beach are now mud flats, if that. Some of them have grasses growing now that they haven't had grasses in a long time. That contributes to this. And also, Electric Boat is doing work. And with the construction work, when you see construction work, you tend to see a dislocation of different varieties of animals. It could be the rodent and vermin population, but it could be their predators. And so if the predators aren't there, then you have people that are having some challenges. I know that there are some people that have repeatedly complained as late back as 2017, and when we sent Legionella over to look at them, we found out that they had overflowing bird feeders and apples that had fallen off their trees, and that was providing the food source for the rats, and that's why they were there. So I personally walked the Upper Costa property and took sticks and poked in holes and looked for rats, talked to people from the condos that were there, and they said they have not seen any rats in that property since we put our baits up several years ago. So with that, I will turn over to Legionella. Katie, you want me to turn it over to you first?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Katie Baldwin. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I am a supervisor, specifically Supervisor of Regulated Facilities and Housing at Legionella Health District. And with me tonight, I have Cheryl Haas, who is one of our environmental technicians. Cheryl responds to quite a few complaints, and most recently, she has responded to some of the complaints in Groton City. I will let Cheryl talk briefly about what she observed, because she canvassed the streets recently. So Cheryl, if you'd like to speak about that.
Hold on, Cheryl, can I get you to speak up a little more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see if, let me check my speaker so that I'm up 100%. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start again. Do your best so that we'll see if we can put this. Where's my mic? I know, where is it? Where is my? Yes, where's my mic on? Is that it? Oh no, we have operator error. Trying to find my mic, is that where it is?
I don't know.
All right, go ahead. Please continue.
Okay. Sorry about that. So most recently, some of the streets that we canvassed, one of the streets obviously that you mentioned was the 4th Street. We did 4th Street, Latham, Pleasant, over to School. And then also in July, sort of at the end of July, we canvassed both Smith Street, Baker Street, Allen Street, again, Pleasant Street, as well as inspected some of the area restaurants, including as far up as Cumberland Farms, talking to management, some of the practices that they have, and nothing real specific. We did identify probably some houses within the neighborhoods that may contribute, but there were no identifying properties necessarily, because we did not actually go on any of the properties. We just sort of did street views. Some of those things that may include brush piles, large grass, maybe some debris of containers, things that people may refer to commonly as trash that might be collecting in somebody's yard. But those were sort of the neighborhoods that we canvassed and the streets that we drove around on.
Okay. Council, any questions or comments? Councilor Debo?
Well, a few things. So I know that I had been reading some of the comments on Nextdoor and on Facebook and stuff, and I know that people referred to other towns that had rat issues. For us, it seems like it's local individual homes that are finding rats, rather than, for example, there was another town who had an issue with their contracted garbage company had trash leaking from their trucks, which they fixed, and that solved their rat, part of their rat problem. None of those things seem to be an issue in the city. It seems to be localized to individual homes, which, if I understand correctly, that's not really under our purview. We can't go into someone's home and change and put our own baits or tell them to spend money to do it themselves. We can't really do that. I know a couple of years ago I had a house down in the city, and someone had put a bird feeder, which is lovely and it makes the birds come, but it drew rats. And as soon as we removed it and removed the bird seed, the rats went away. And it was within like a week's time. It was very quick. So, I'm not sure if it's localized to individual homes. There's not much we can do other than educating people, which, we can make an effort to educate more, because I don't think everyone necessarily is aware of it, but that's just been my perspective, and that's my understanding from what they're communicating, and they've canvassed looking for issues.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Beck.
Yeah, so a neighbor had approached me and they had complained earlier in the summer, and they put out some traps. And actually, not even gonna lie, but a couple of weekends ago, I came back home and I did see one scurry past the retaining wall that we have on the property. So I do think there may be some activity, again, due to some of the things that the mayor pointed out before. I think we do have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence first, that we are eliminating food sources, possible food sources, I think that's the first thing we've got to do before we.
One of the things that I asked the chief to do was to canvass the neighborhood for those people who may have chickens, because the chicken feed draws the rats. And in this area here, there were no chicken coops. So we eliminated that as a source. I mean, we do live on the water, so we are going to have some rats. These are the Norway Greys, which doesn't make them any nicer. They're still rats, even though you named them. But, you know, we are on the water. We're going to have it. It's not like I saw somebody post that we had an infestation. Hey, we do not have an infestation in the city of Groton. It is not broadcast all over the city of Groton. I've also seen people that responded on Facebook and said, send pictures to the mayor's office. You want to send pictures, send pictures. But they also said, this individual actually said to put food out to bring the rats there so that you could take pictures. Please don't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to put cheese or anything else out on a plate to attract a rat so you could take a picture of it? That is absolutely asinine. So please don't do that. Okay? And if you have specific issues, you can call Ledge Light. Could somebody give me the Ledge Light number they could call?
Sure. The number for Legionella Health District is 860-448-4882. I think I could hear mostly what was being said. You're right in that the responsibility of taking care of rats on someone's property is that of the property owner. Even if the rats came from somewhere else, once they're on your property, it is your responsibility. So eliminating food sources, eliminating shelter, eliminating water, these are ways to get rid of them. Some other things that were mentioned were the bird feeders, even having a vegetable garden or having wood piles or brush piles. These are types of things that are going to attract them. They also like to live very close to their nest. They like to travel into their source and keep their nest rather close. So if you do see them near your foundation, it's likely that their nest is 50 to 100 feet away. So what I want to encourage the residents of the city to do is to call us when you have a complaint of a rat. We will follow up with a site visit. We will discuss ways to eliminate them, or we'll look for signs of them on your property, and we'll help you try to get rid of them in a way, items you can do on your property. Or if you complain about a neighbor's property and we come out and we see that there are conditions that are conducive to rodents, we will issue a public health order to have the issues abated.
And we have used that successfully in the past. Councilor Stanford.
Okay.
Is there an informational pamphlet that you can hand out that the mayor could put on the city website or anything for city residents in regards to?
Is there a pamphlet or some kind of a digital handout that that you could send me so that we can put it on the website?
Yes, absolutely. We created a document a few years ago. It's on our website, but I will also send it to you after so that you can post it as well. It's really comprehensive. It speaks about what our goals are with eliminating rats. It talks about integrated pest management. There's a few notes on rats and, you know, where they like to live, what they like, and then easy prevention that you can do inside and outside of your home. So I will definitely send that when we're finished.
Thank you. Also, if you're in this, we live in the city, and if you want to call us, you could call us at 860-446-4103, or you can send an email at mayor@cityofgroton-ct.gov. And we will reach out to you, and we will help you with the problem. And what that probably means is we'll put you in contact with Ledge Light. I don't plan on going over there with a stick and hunting rats. That's not what I'm paid to do, contrary to some opinions out there. Okay?
No, absolutely. Under the Connecticut General Statutes, under the Director of Health, we have full authority to investigate all complaints. So that's, you know, we have a full staff. That's what we're here to do. So please call Ledge Light.
So it is a cooperation. And so this is why I wanted to get this information out to the residents, so that if you are having problems or don't know what to do, let us know and we will help you with these problems. It is important and we are there to support you. Okay? Is there anything else from the council? Okay. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Okay, continuing on, where are we? Committee referrals? Are there any committee referrals? Okay. Councilor Stanford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution -20-9-92. Therefore, be resolved that the mayor and council authorize and approve the expenditure of $10,000 to the Thames River Heritage Park Foundation for the purposes of supporting the program year 2020 operating expenses of the Thames River Heritage Park water taxi. I so move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. This was discussed at the COW. There were some questions regarding the operation of the water taxi. I have asked Amy Perry, who is the director of the water taxi, executive director, excuse me, to participate in the meeting and to basically talk a little bit about the water taxi and then answer any questions that you may have. Amy, I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, she's muted.
She may need to mute it.
Amy, are you still muted?
I think she might be muted on her end.
Hold on a minute. Is she muted?
Amy, if we can't hear you, can you call 860-440-9974? Again, 860-440-9974.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Was that you? Just hit speakers?
I don't know what that is.
All right, you're okay. You're good. Amy, we got you?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not on mute, but I guess,
I don't know. Sometimes these things happen. Sometimes these things happen with Zoom. Amy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
What?
Okay. Once again, thank you so much for
having me here, and thank you so much to the City of Groton for all the support you've given over the years. It's greatly appreciated, and it's had a great impact. I'm sure you all have questions about how we have operated this year, so I'm going to try to give you a little perspective. Our revenues are down and our expenses are down. 2019 was a stellar year. We had almost 11,000 riders on the water taxi and our tours, and that was the first year we held tours. This year, we started a month late. We are operating at half capacity, and we shortened our hours by 15 hours a weekend. So much fewer hours of revenue generating, but also much fewer hours of operating costs. So we have to date 1,575 riders on the water taxi. We've done 14 tours, and we have 4 more tours to go. And I have to say that the tours have mostly sold out each week we have them. And again, not high numbers because we can't hold a lot, but it just shows that what a draw the tours are. And although our water taxi numbers are down, the entire summer it was still very active. There were always riders on the water taxi. Never had a leg that didn't have customers on it. And you have to also appreciate our demographic. Our demographic skews to 55 and older, and that's the demographic that really is hesitant to come out and be in the public. So I have to say that all in all, it's actually been a pretty good summer considering we're in the middle of a pandemic, and many other organizations didn't even have the opportunity to operate. One of the things that kept our numbers down on the water taxi is that almost all of the historic museum houses were not open. So there really wasn't a lot for people to do except to go to Fort Griswold and Fort Trumbull. And at the beginning of the summer, the restaurants were limited as well. So that'll all come back. We did our first walking tours this year, with paid walking tours, which were pretty successful. We had 8 or 9 patrons on every tour, which is a good number for a walking tour. We've had several charters this year as well, which adds to the numbers. Hempstead Houses chartered our boats a couple times, and Seaside Shadows, which does the haunted tours, and we've had some private charters as well. I think there's 2 important things that factor into the numbers that I'd like you to know about is that SailFest and the Connecticut Maritime Heritage Festival are huge numbers for the water taxi. We did 1,330 riders on SailFest alone last year, and 995 to the Connecticut Maritime Heritage Festival. So those are big numbers that there was just no way that we were going to be able to make up. We had 4 days that we couldn't operate because of weather, and 2 days that we had to shut down early because of weather. One of the things we introduced this year that has been hugely successful is the use of a listening device called a Whisper. So now our water taxi, our tour guides have a transmitter that they wear, and everyone else wears a receiver around their neck. If you've ever been on a tour, you may have used one of these, and it's really improved the quality and the experience of the tours that we're giving. So it's really upped our game a little bit. I think that's most of what I wanted to share with you. I'm sure you might have questions or other comments.
Okay. Thank you. Councilor. Councilor Depot.
I was just curious. I just thought of this. Does the water taxi fall under any of the categories that could have applied for pandemic assistance, either state or federally? Due to the coronavirus obviously affected their attendance.
We did get a CARES grant through Connecticut Humanities, which was an NEH grant. that supported us in our water taxi or anything we needed to use it for. So we did get one of those.
Can you tell us how much that was?
It was for $5,000.
Amy, let me ask you a question. If the ridership is full, or if the ridership is half full, the maintenance expenses are still the same.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I guess the point that I want to bring out is that their maintenance cost is a large portion of their budget. And right now they have reduced ridership. And that's why this grant is important. So, other counselors for Deputy Mayor? I'm sorry, Councilor Ortiz.
So,
You're good.
do we know in average the percentage of people that the water taxi bring to the city? Because there's not a lot to do right this instant in the city. There are not many restaurants. You know, I can count. So when she says Selfest is across the bridge, so that's,
Well,
it doesn't bring us anything.
You're right, Selfest is over in London, but a lot of people will get on the water taxi, they'll do the loop, they'll get over here, they'll go to Paul's Pasta, they'll walk, they'll go to the fort, they'll go to other historic, for example, Avery Cobb, Mother Bailey, the Ebenezer Avery House, so they'll go to those venues. So this is all part of the economic development as well, not just now, but for future development, getting people used to coming to the city of Groton.
The water taxi doesn't see that as a New London operation because we're moving people everywhere. So we're picking people up in Groton, we're dropping them off in Groton the entire day and the entire evening. So it's really, you know, it's really utilizing the water taxi with the 3 stops to the best of our ability.
Councilor Ortiz.
I think that we don't have numbers. Yes, they come here. Yes, they take the water taxi from here, but they probably live here. So they leave here to go somewhere else, and they're gonna come back here in the water taxi.
Okay.
So I can't speak to this year because we didn't have the opportunity to do the kinds of surveying that we've done in the past. But I will tell you that in the past, I would say that, actually I can pull this right up. A significant percentage of the people riding are from New London and Groton. However, we have people from all over the world coming to either stay with family or to come for a particular event. Let's see. I'm going to give you some numbers here. But I would say that I think your point about, you know, are they coming to do other things or is the water taxi drawing them here? I would say that for this year, the water taxi is in fact drawing people here because there isn't a lot of other things to do. And people are coming specifically to take the water taxi or to do a tour. So let me tell you that okay, so from the survey that we did last year, and I think the number is 61 surveys for this particular survey. 12 people said that they were from Groton. 7 people said that they were from New London. And then dozens of people said that they were from places all over the country. We have California, we have Pennsylvania, we have Massachusetts, we have Texas, we have New Jersey, we have Florida, Germany, Brooklyn, Oklahoma. So people are coming from all over for a variety of reasons. and they're using the water taxi for also a variety of reasons. We'll ask them, what do you plan to do, or what have you done? And they'll tell us. And going to restaurants and bars was one of the top things, in addition to the 2 state parks. So we do have that kind of information.
Okay, any other comments or questions from the council? Okay, hearing none, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? We have 1 opposed, Councilor Ortiz. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, motion passes. Okay, Amy, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow at the meeting.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, continuing on, where are we? Deputy Mayor Beckford.
Yes, Resolution 20-9-93. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize and approve a donation of $1,000 and no cents to Children First, CO Child and Family Agency, 255 Hempstead Street, New London, Connecticut. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed at the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, motion carries. Councilor Depot.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-20-9-94. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the request for a memorial bench at Eastern Point Beach in honor of Olga Avdovich Bartnicki in accordance with the procedures for consideration of beach and parks memorials as approved by the mayor and council. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, motion carries. Councilor Ortiz.
95, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution R-20-9-95. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council appoint Marie Carminati, 36 Adam Heights, Groton, Connecticut, as an alternate member, Planning and Zoning Commission, term to expire on June 30th, 2022. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Councilor McCabe, sorry.
Resolution R-20-9-96. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the reappointment of Irma J. Streeter, 64 Pleasant Street, Groton, Connecticut, as a regular member, Planning and Zoning Commission, term to expire June 30, 2023. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed in the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Councilor Stanford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution R-20-9-97. Therefore be resolved that the mayor and council reappoint Paul Conkemoller, 218 Shore Avenue, Groton, Connecticut, as a regular member, Planning and Zoning Commission, term to expire June 30th, 2023. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Deputy Mayor Beckler.
Resolution 20-9-98. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the reappointment of Cheryl Arbach, 138 Shore Avenue, Groton, Connecticut, as a member, Eastern Point Historic District Commission, term to expire February 1st, 2023. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Councilor Depot.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-20-9-99. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to award the Walker Hill prefabricated pump station contract to United Concrete Products, Inc., 173 Church Street, Yalesville, Connecticut, in an amount not to exceed $811,541 and no cents, based on their bid in the amount of $762,896 and no cents, to include inspections, and an additional $48,645 and no cents for a 5% contingency to be paid from the approved 2012 and 2016 Water Bond Fund Program, that the Mayor Keith Hedrick be authorized to then execute the contract documents and the city clerk to affix the city seal thereto. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Councilor Ortiz.
Is it 101?
100.
Resolution R-20-9-100. Therefore be resolved that the mayor and council waive the bidding requirement of policy number 1004, policy and procedures governing the practices of Groton Utility, and authorize Groton Utilities Management to purchase a data storage array, related hardware component, and 3-year maintenance and support from Gotham Technology Group, LLC, 5 Paragon Drive, Suite 103, Montvale, New Jersey, the manufacturer's value added reseller for an amount not to exceed $160,477.35 to be paid from funds available in the 2020-2021 IT Department approved non-bonded capital projects. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Councilor McCabe, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time today.
Resolution 20-9-101. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to purchase a substation multifunction test set from Omicron Electronics Corporation, Incorporated, 3550 Willow Bend Boulevard, Houston, Texas, as a sole source provider for an amount not to exceed the quoted amount of $90,863.00 to be paid from funds available in the 2020-2021 Electric Department approved non-bonded capital budget. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Councilor Stanford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution R-20-9-102. Therefore be resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to approve change order number 18 from R.H. White Construction Company, Incorporated, 41 Central Street, Auburn, Massachusetts, for which includes a credit and revisions to the existing plan as part of the State of Connecticut Drinking Water State Revolving Fund, project number 2013-0140, which has been approved by the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health in the amount not to exceed $77,559.58, and Mayor Keith Hendrick to be authorized to execute the change order number 18. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed at the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Deputy Mayor Beckford.
Resolution 20-9-103. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the refund of property taxes to EAN Holdings LLC, 8 El Grasso Turnpike, Windsor Locks, Connecticut, in the amount of $9,686.59. I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Now, Ron, we didn't discuss this at the committee of the whole, so if you could discuss this quickly, or discuss this, please.
Yep. This is a refund of property taxes paid. This is to one of the rental car businesses within the city. So you'll see that there is a long list of vehicles that were no longer in the city, but the taxes were paid on them in the 2018 grand list year. So this goes to the town, the assessor and the tax collector, and they put this all together. And then because the amount of the refund is over the $500, it needs to come to council for approval. But this is just really just a CFC for the vehicles that are no longer located within the city.
Questions from the council? Councilor Ortiz.
How do they pay? Do they pay in advance for these vehicles?
Correct. So they paid up front in the 2008 grand list, then they proved to the assessor that they're no longer located in the taxing district. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions from the council? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. I need a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Connecticut General Statute 1-206 Alpha to discuss personnel matters to include mayor and council members, Linda Abedizian, Leslie Crean, and that's it.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We are in executive session. There will be no action coming out of executive session.